And so that's the ship raised. And did that ship raise the real ship over here? It sure did. Alright, let's read the book about it. Stone ship. Now that we know we're going here next. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were. Okay. A group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This is where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks as it was never too far of a distance. One day another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon, Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them, though the sun always shone. It was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least, that is the story I was told when I arrived on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand. Not that I expected them to. I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoying it anyway, and with that, I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also, during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon which I have not been able to discover if it was created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys are getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light towards the horizon, I might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I returned with many tools that I will need for construction of the lighthouse. I've decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now, and are making great progress. The rock that we were building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I've had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening, we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light on the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of the... If I read for too long, it's like I don't regulate my breathing correctly and I start yawning. Sunrise without being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I'd become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art. That will have a more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. I think. And there's a map. Once again, a bird's eye view. This person has a very powerful schematic brain. I think of it... What? I think of it this age as a gift to myself. I think of it this age? I think of this age? I don't know. That I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that it is indeed it is a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. God damn. It's been 10 years since I left this age, which I've since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and that the cool breezes are back again. They are all very content, and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials that they have discovered. It even seems that they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition. Oh, here we go. And it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud, with them, what things will be like here in another 10 years. So yeah, that's definitely an anchor-shaped constellation. I guess that's the snake. That's the eye? Okay. I was able to figure out that one was the bug. The cross is very cross. The arrow is arrow-ish. Has a tail and a head. Yep. So they resemble them-ish. Kind of. The snake's a little dubious. And that the drawing does not match up with it very well. But that's what constellations are often like. Unfortunately, we're going to have to try Atrus for war crimes, because he did a horrible, horrible thing he should never do, which is that he continued altering and rewriting an age that people lived in already. If you want to run experiments, Atrus, you should do them in an age that's not inhabited. That can have such horrible consequences for the people involved, and by now he should have known better. Even that's what his dad was like. Granted, a lot of this is backfilled, because, like, I don't think a lot of the narrative exists in that form. Wow, this game's very golden brown. And there's the stone ship age. Yep, it's just a ship made of stone. Oh. Key? Hope I dropped it. Let's look up first before I do that. If I can? No, I can't yet. The rope. Yep, this is a very VR moment. It's meant to be grabbed by hand. Okay, not only can you catastrophically ruin an age, killing everyone inside it with a natural calamity, but like, if you change an age too much, it kind of snaps like a rubber band and all of the people in it kind of reset, which is a upsetting thing to do to living, breathing people. That doth something. It's just the waves, isn't it? I briefly thought that the freaking height of this of that shadow was changing, so I thought the sun was moving for a minute there. I don't currently remember what that console does, but we haven't even looked around yet. I think this might be the age where like the exit's super easy to find, and then you're like, well, where were the pages? Hello. So many of these. Why would there be so many of these? Yeah, throughout the Myst lore, it's constantly debated by the people of Dunny themselves that whether or not the books create things and are able to alter things, or whether or not they're linking to existing places in some kind of, like, infinite multiverse. I don't like the second theory. I don't like most multiverse theories where it's just like, oh, there's just infinite similar things, and who cares? Because it really feels like it diminishes the existence of any creature or thing. But also, in particular, in the Book of Atrus, there's a location that they clearly do edit and change, and then eventually it snaps like a rubber band, and they lose those people, and they're replaced by different people. And it's like, okay, well, you can't just say they're connecting to existing places and that's all it does if they clearly are changing this place and the people remember them when it's being changed. That doesn't make any sense. This gives us headings. I need to know what the headings I'm looking for are. I don't get why the inside of that building has so many of those hyper-adorned globes. Like, it just seems like a strange thing to include. Okay, so I think this is... Was this meter changing the water level? Secret door? God, it's so hard to see. No. The fact that I can hear something but I can't tell what it's doing is driving me crazy. I need to remember what the fuck this chapter is. Okay, the middle one opens it up. It is dark down here. That's quarry-like. There's that. Pills here. This is funny. This basically existed just to show off animation stuff you could do. Like, wow, look at this visually beautiful, crazy pre-rendered game. But now these little gadgets here and there like barely make sense. They're just like strange devices. Like, does it do something? Both of these rotate. Always with the gems and jewels, but why? Why would you care? You can tell at a glance that this has to be Sirius's place. He do in fact have an aesthetic. And how about the other one? God, they found this beautiful place and they tunneled deep. A rib cage. A rib cage lampshade. This guy thought he was so fucking cool. Hopefully that's not one of the boys. This shows a lot of craftiness and intent with Akinar. His other stuff showed torture and just sort of like a workbench, but there's a bit more going on here. I haven't found oh, there we go. Are these battle plans? He was a map maker. Like he had more talents. He wasn't just wasn't just violent. I haven't seen a page. These open? Kind of dark in here. Those are not buttons. Oop. Yeah. It's so goofy how it wobbles Right, because this was like an image morph, like Animorphs. Where's the page? Or for that matter, where do I go? Taking a step back. Very dark in here. Oh, these are way more drawers than I thought they were. That's important. They see me screenshotting the video game. Do. Center that a bit. That was messy as fuck, but it basically works. I'll be slightly nicer to myself. Full screen that. Okay. Give myself a big black brush on a layer below it. Then I'll color in what wasn't selected just now. Slightly better contrast. Wow, this was not worth the effort. At all. Okay. Marker switch, vault access, Island of Myst. The vault is located in very plain view on the Island of Myst, and access can be achieved very easily if the simple instructions are followed. First, locate each of the marker switches on the island. Turn every one of these switches to the on position. Then go to the dock, and as a final step, turn that marker switch there to the off position. So only turn off the dock. There it is. Those are hard to look at. So many different little spots. The drawers. Okay, so that's both pages. But going back to Myst, I'm always shocked by how simple it is. So we got both pages, but we still need to figure out how to leave. So that thing changes the water level. At least inside. This thing can give us headings, but we need to find out why we want particular headings. Whoa, what does that say? Those are just numbers, never mind. I thought it was a hidden message for a second there. Nothing stands out to me, really. I think it's between this and that place that something's going on. Oh, it's coming through the hole. I was wondering where that light was coming from. The stone ship. Yeah, deeply irresponsible for Atrus to be just adding a ship. I'd be like, hope it works out. That could have gone catastrophically wrong if he wasn't careful. People were in danger, Atrus. This would be the thing that they built with the stone, I guess. The idea that just a handful of people built this with their hands is wild, because it's in the ocean. Like, it seems like deeply, hilariously dangerous. It's the type of project that they're always like, 70 workers died working on this, and now they're all in the hole. We put them in the walls. Right, so I was trying to figure out how to make this work. Absolutely does not reach. Did you do it? A weird hole here. Pulley. Maybe not a pulley. I guess we'll see how this interacts with the lever. What does it look like when I go here? Is it lower? Not sure if anything changed. It does look kind of... the rope looks kind of slack. I don't know if it did before. I think it might just be because that doesn't line up. Oh, and the water's gone. It doesn't feel like the water level's changing overall. So I think it's just shifting water between 3 positions or something. Or it's like something can be opened, but only one of these things can be opened at a time. Drained, I mean. I must be able to release the key. That part's not so interactive. Do any of these work? This doesn't affect the position of the key. Oh, this is a chest with a lock on it, though. I wonder why there's a keyhole in the wall. I'll probably get that to be in range of the key, and I guess that's what the key is for, and that's why there's a weird little thing on the floor that it probably floats up into. What I'm confused by is why there's also a keyhole on the wall, because that makes it seem like you're supposed to drag the key towards the keyhole. This is a hilariously contrived room. Who did this? Who's responsible for this? Oh, that key clipped right into the... to get another key, which also is on a rope. So stupid. Why? Why would you make that? Oh god. Okay, we're here now. Trying to figure out what this... Ugh. Calm down. That was kind of upsetting. Why was it so fucking aggro? It goes so fast. Okay. I guess we have power now. There's a bunch of lights now. Maybe now I can see when I go underground. Well, that's way nicer. That would have been helpful earlier. Was it the middle position where that made that stuff work? Glit. Oh man, I'm so sorry for making everybody look at me go through a dark, horrible cave that probably looked like trash on YouTube. Doesn't affect the inside of that room though. These all look. Oh. Hello. Hi. Schönes Geburtstag. Ah! That startled me. I'm sorry. So those must be the headings I'm looking up upstairs? Did I go the way I came or the other way? Was there more than one way? There's two ways. Okay, so both of them are attached to that place. Okay, so pressing anything wrong I think makes us lose. Then I have to turn the power back on. Trying to figure out what tells us the correct directions. This probably needs to be pumped again. Yep. This seems to be like a loading screen. There's a lot of fade to black moments. This one's the one that's close to this point. I could look at it again, but I think it's just all the different headings I can cycle through with the telescope. Yep. That's gotta be north. There's probably like 3 correct answers or something. Or maybe 1. It's enough of a pain in the ass that there could just be 1 correct answer. But how doth one interpret what direction do be and stuff? All these vents, I guess, are how they don't drown. The fact that a lever can just drown everyone down here, though, would make me not want to live here. Like, I don't care if the vault that... I don't care if the bulkhead keeps him safe inside of his room. Why would you live here? It's horrible. Oh. Okay. It do be blinking a lot, so 135? It does kind of scream, that's the answer. What? What? Wait, what was that for? Why did it fade to black? Else. Oh, the power goes out. Alright, well, it can see that, and it blinks at us. I'm guessing that 135 is the answer. I'll have to figure out how to count that way when I look at it. Yeah, that stands out a bit. Hop, 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 hop. Yep. Alright, so 0, right? And then like 180. 180. 170. 1. Right? Yeah. 180, 170, 160, 150, 140. That doesn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, it's hard to count from here. 1, 2, that's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 90. Yeah. So it's 4 90s. There are not enough to make up for 5, so it being between two numbers to be 135 doesn't make any sense, really. 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. It's 130, not 135? Huh. I thought it was 135. Huh, I don't think that number matched, but I'm not sure. Either way, I'm right. Maybe both of them are right? Now I need to go back. Oh, to here. This was the other underground place. It was not inside the mountain. That's the wrong one. Ta-da! We can kind of see now. Wow. Gimme. I'm free. All right. That's 2 more pages down. Time to kind of half understand what the fuck they're saying for a while.
With each page I can see more clearly. Soon, free from this horrible prison, this book. You must visit the one remaining age. You have not. Confident that yet that my brother Akna is demented. He is guilty. He took advantage of the freedom our father had given us. Akna began to destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other pages of Myst. Never will escape. You must simply bring the red page. The story that I, your wisdom, will see that I am innocent and he is guilty. lost an island long ago. I will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
I think I can already beat the game. There's an interesting element of like you kind of just play along for the content's sake for a lot of this game. It has less to do with actually doing what you actually like. The critical path is actually very strange in this game, but I think most people never play the critical path because that's not what they came here for. They're here to play all the levels. But I think I can already beat it if I remember correctly. But I'm gonna just keep going. I think my least favorite part of Myst, just in general, is the red and blue books. Just sitting to these messages. These messages are so drawn out and mostly static and unintelligible, but just like you expect it to be like a brief, like 10-second. Oh, here's the handful of words that get through, but damn, it's just so much static. But they really draw them out for like 2 minutes straight, I think. And I'm like, oh god, this is such a long sequence. I get it. I get the gist of it. I wish that this was handled a little differently.
Oh, my friend. Bring in the blue pages. I see. Convinced the Cirrus is guilty. Pray, do not release him. He will destroy me just to see you. The innocent bystander has been wrongfully tricked into imprisonment. And you have observed his unbridled lust for riches. In the 4 remaining worlds, some plot, it was almost perfect. Final blow to the father. You tricked him into believing that it was I who was the murderer. I didn't murder father. Bring me the remaining. Just please. A liar. All in a liar. Must not be free. What? The remaining blue pages from the last age of Myst. I must be free. You must free me. I cannot bear it here for eternity. Free me.
That's enough. Okay, let's go look at this one. Here we go. Did they make? Does the remake have the age that doesn't go anywhere? The one that's like a sequel tease / Catherine lore? I think one of the most damning things about it's I guess kind of small, but it's indicative about how Atrus is kind of a shit, and how elements of the story are all about colonialism and so on, and frustrating white people. 59 volts. Is that Atrus just made Catron's name Catherine because he couldn't pronounce it. He just willfully and idiotically couldn't pronounce his own wife's name and just gave up and changed her name. Which is wild. That is wild that that's just in the narrative. And assuming... Unless we just assume, like, massive ignorance on the part of the creators, that's just yet another element of, like, oh, Atrus kind of sucks, doesn't he? He just kind of sucks. Here we go. Which, given all of his other failures, I'm inclined to think that he's just meant to suck in that way. It parallels, interestingly, with Star Wars and the Jedi, in that you watch the original series and you come away thinking that the Jedi must be kind of cool or something. Because because there's all these legends about the Jedi, and the protagonist wants to be a Jedi, and so on. Then the prequels happen, and everything you learn about the Jedi is bad. Like, the Jedi are really awful. They indoctrinate children to be child soldiers and repress their emotions and sexuality, and just kind of just emotionally abuse them like trained dogs. And the more you learn about the Jedi Order, the more you're like, oh, the Jedi Order sucks, actually. And people that don't get that are just people who never could let go of Luke's idea of what the Jedi was, even though Luke never met Jedi, basically. And then the sequel trilogy, some of the best stuff in that is Luke reckoning with that dissonance and having to realize what the Jedi were actually like when he had the chance to actually study them and so on. In a similar way, when you enter a narrative like this, you're like ready for the idea like, oh, Atrus must be the good guy because like his kids are the bad guys, right? So he's the good guy, so he's probably pretty cool. He's probably like really good at this whole ages thing and Myst books thing and so on, and has no problems with all this, and he's the good guy, blah 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 blah, because people crunch morality and simplify it. But then you're like, wait a minute, well, he raised the guys that are the villains, so he's part of how they turned out this way. And then you go dig into the Dunny culture and the stuff that he's trying to revive and or research, and you're like, wait, the Dunnies suck too. Everyone sucks. Oh no. What do we do? That's too high. And press a bunch of random buttons until it lands on 59 and hopefully doesn't short. It was 59, right? I think it was 59. I hope I didn't forget. I am like that. Oh, that's so close. Oh, this one's just one. Okay, let's just math it. That's the smart thing to do. Oopsie. 10. 7. 8. Oopsie. 16. 5. Does it just tell me the numbers, please? Oh. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, do I just hit 5 and 9? Is that the trick, actually? Five, 9? I don't think that's the trick. I think I need to make the number equal 59, not press 5 and 9. See, I gotta make like a text document for this. Notepad? Are you coming? There we go. Let's see. 10, 7, 8. $16, 5, 1. Gotta add a bunch of tabs so I can do the other ones. 2, 22, 19, 9. Let's see. Okay, so easy thing is to pick big numbers first and see how close we can get with those. It's 41. Okay, so if I just did 2, that's 59. Blip. Did I misremember the number, or did the fuse snap again? Is it? Alright, something's wrong. Why is one of them 59 and the other one is not 59? How do you affect the right one? Power and 2 ship. This is a second planet. Why is there 2? Wait. Oh, there we go. You have to do both. There's 2. Why? Okay, well, I probably did it then. Hey, okay. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh, I know, it's just the music puzzle. These are easy. Okay, so there's some kind of sequence here. This generally means that you hear a sequence and have to recreate it, usually? This seems to be the input. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen. I'm gonna need more first. Okay, so... Stone ship has been read, channel wood. That's the code one. Selenic, so it's this one? No, that's mechanical. Stone ship, selenitic. I think this is selenitic, right? It's crystal one. It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. The world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh, and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north, hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red, long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling. And I am beginning to believe that it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I've had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence, more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind I remember has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear that it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of the world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night, I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly the ground began to crack, and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground and the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Akinar and make sure everything is going along well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. Oh. Text is fading away. The abundance of raw material here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for some more basic materials. However, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will have be able to have most of the additions to this age completed within 1 year. I love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I began today on the bridge and I've decided 3 meters is not enough support for the beams, although amazingly strong. This feels like I'm reading House of Leaves all of a sudden. One of my most prized inventions. I am extremely... Could never have imagined it come together quite as... I don't... Possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I am so happy to have completed... Tomorrow. Mwah, mwah. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Akinar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes to another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered at another age, to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept the world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. These are wildly detailed maps. When I look at some of these, I kind of have to wonder if they're just, like, generated based on the real 3D model and not, like, sincerely drawn, because how the fuck would you? Let's see. I'm gonna open up this again. Schwink it down. Grow it up. There it is. Rotate, right? Yeah. It's funny to me it says right and not clockwise. Alright, I've got that on my other monitor, so I can keep an eye on that. Yep. Whoa. There we are. There's almost more puzzles involved in getting into an age than there are in the age some of the times. They're also not in order, so... I feel like I'm about to hear a Handsome Furs song. Like a different pitch kind of. I'm gonna have to see how close it gets. Okay, 2. Do. And then 4 was over here. Sounds like a baseball note. Jesus. Way too high, yeah. Maybe closer to the middle. There's a sequence to them compared to each other. I think I was right about that one. It's only a couple notes ahead of the previous one. You literally see all the notches on the thing. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God damn it. It's so hard to do it accurately. Not there yet. Okay. Let's review 3. There's a wibble and wobble into that audio. Oop. Oh, I moved it. Damn it. A struggle. Okay. Let's see. It should be zigzagging, basically. Yeah. It's like the white ones, I think, should be on the left, and the black ones should be on the right. Yeah. What am I... Which one of these sounds wrong, I wonder? So one is here. That's not it, but it was like so close to like, hang on a minute. Like, this country 'tis of thee. Ah. Ah. God, the controls are brutal. I wish they were the same volume. The two devices sound really different. Ah, right click. Ah. I accidentally moved the wrong one earlier. Ah. I can't click the right one consistently. I get 4. Oh my god. Mouse sensitivity just goes wild on this one. Jesus, can I like control this with arrow keys or something? Please? The mouse is driving me crazy. Ugh. And last one should be 3. I think that might be it. All right. I feel like I did better last time than this. Like I feel like I'm doing worse now. Ah. I just want to be able to play the sequence to compare it, but it's relatively hard to cross-reference them, to click them rapidly to hear what it sounds like. And I swear the organ's quieter. Just turn the audio up a bit. Are 1 and 5 swapped? No. That was wrong. Yeah, no, 5 should be the lowest one. And 1 should be higher. I don't know how I thought it was backwards for a second there. Let's see. 3 should be the highest note, 2 should be the second highest, 4 should be the third highest, 1 should be the fourth highest, 5 should be the lowest. Is 4 the wrong one? Oopsie. Nope. Hmm. 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 Hey. There we go. Okay. Let's close a bunch of clues that are cluttering my screens up now. Got it. Eventually. Ooh. Video games make you work for it sometimes. Alright. Time to drown on a new planet. Meowdy. I kind of just vaguely remember this planet being volcanic. I probably remember this part. I don't know if I remember the ocean. I like specifically remember walking up on this door, kinda. The weather seems really different this time around. Okay. This is just very much the audio planet. I'm gonna be the audio medic. Where the hell's that water coming from? Are they pumping up an artificial waterfall? Water. Water. Huh. Well, there's the blue page. Seems to be a microphone that's recording the water. I don't recognize this age at all. Everyone else has, every other place has felt familiar, and now I'm like, where the fuck am I? Oop. Hop in. Yeah, volcanic noise. They're sampling and recording audio. Clock noise? Broken clock noise? This is why it's called the selenitic age. Crystal. I guess the crystals are singing somehow? Hop, 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 hop. And it's just up in the wind, I guess. Oh. Hello. Oh, it's noise from the well or the hole. This planet has bats? I guess the other one had frogs. Why do they have such basic ass creatures though? They're like alien worlds. It's weird that they would have bats and frogs. Well, I'm over here now. Ah, that was loud. Right, I turned it up earlier. Shit. There we go. Ah. I stop pressing that one, it like loops through them or something. That's definitely the crystal one. So I need to make them all like line up with the correct ones. Well, not being able to see much most of the time. That should be the water one though. There we go. Gotta get the buzz of the interference to go away. So the water should be up on that hill. There we go. I did... Oh. See if I can find the clock spot from here. Now we're looking for the big geysery hole in the ground. That might be right there. And then I think this is check. Did I do it? Do I win? Does something happen as a result? Am I a good boy? Okay. So the sounds match up, so it must be a combo. The question is whether the combo is in the order they light up in, or if it's left or right. Those are two different answers. I'm gonna have to write this down or something. Try both. Check out that ladder speed. I set a ladder speed record. Crystal, water, wind, fire, time. Up that notepad again. Crystal, water, wind, fire, time. My thing says crystal, water, wind, fire, time. Yep, I took the notes correctly. Do-do-do. There's something quaint about how small these planets are, because Firmament had a similar "there's one puzzle here" approach to things, but they were nightmarishly time-consuming, padded, confusing labyrinth levels. Crystal, water, wind. What's that? Choo choo. We're trying to find fire. Kinda, but not that one. That's the one. Sounds like the meme about dropping a rebar piece or whatever. Ah. Video James. Okay. A very wet planet, huh? Oh no. The infamous submarine. It's almost like it was a tradition or something when Firmament went and made the water level the worst one in the entire game. Oh boy. We're about to have some fun, aren't we? Whoa! Crash into the wall, do it. Oh god. There's 8 cardinal directions. I forgot. Oh, they're doing that. Okay. Didn't this puzzle used to have wrong answers? See, I went west, so I don't want to go east or go backwards. Did they change it? Like, are there more than one are there more options than one? Like, east would be going back where I came from. North. North. East. Okay, so there's more than one option now. Fuck. Ugh. This is gonna be rough. Should have been writing down the ones until now, but whoops. Let's see. Alright, so we're at north. Let's try it, I guess. If only I knew what the sounds mean. Okay. The turning is so slow. Okay, it's a dead end. You can't hold it. You can hold it, it's just really slow. So it made a hiss noise before. Better write this down. Well, I'll double check what it was. It a bonk and then a hiss? ding. I need to make a key for all this. Alright, so, oop. Whoa. North, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. All the options. I think I just need to go back to the beginning, unfortunately. Oh, the controls are so bad. Hopefully it's objective directions and not just based on your current orientation. Ding. So is this the beginning? I'm gonna write north is ding. Right? Yeah. The fact that holding it down makes you move slower than doing it manually over and over again is wild. Chitter. Alright, so west is chitter. Ding, so it's north again. What sound's coming next? Hiss. It's a hiss, so it's not north. South's where it came from. East is hiss. All right. Okay, so east again. Hiss. This would be such a more bearable puzzle if it didn't have diagonals. Bonk. Metal bonk. Could be south. It appears to be south. Right? Do. I don't see why a puzzle like this would need 8 directions. I feel like you pretty much have the gist of it with 4. Oh, this makes the sound. That's handy. Who is placing all these strange pots in this room? Chitter should be west. Are we rotating? What drives somebody to make something like this? Ah! Bonk Chitter is combined. Okay. So Bonk and Chitter is southwest. Okay, so we're done then. Now we're just executing the idea for a very long time. Whoops. Chitter, so west. What is this outside? Like, what are these caves? Who made them? Why are these things placed like this? Who would put all these urns and these weird pedestals that seem to have plaques? Ding Chitter, so northwest. Atrus, is this what you did instead of raising your kids? Hiss Ding is northeast. I think you could skip this animation in the PC, well, at least one of the PC versions by clicking, because it was just a cutscene. I'm not sure. Bonk Hiss is southeast. Oopsie. Truly one of the greatest video games of all time. God, it's so long. Solving this puzzle takes longer than the planet above it. Am I saved? Please? I beg you? We did it. Why is it a submarine now? No one knows. Does Atrus even know what submarines are? It looks so much like an Earth submarine. Ooh. I would die in this room. It's dangerous. So pro tip, don't raise your kids like this. Bad idea. Bad idea. Greetings, you punk of ass.
You finally returned. I owe you a debt of gratitude, for you have nearly released me. My name is Sirius. I trust that from your explorations you've become convinced that my wicked brother Akbar is guilty, and I am innocent. It is I who am wrongly imprisoned here. Imprisoned by my father. I don't know who you are, or how you came to this island, but I assume you must at least know something of the books. It was father who was a master of the books. He wrote hundreds of them, all describing and linking to the fantastic places and ages which he had discovered. The room in which you now stand was our father's library. It was here in this room, on this island named Myst, that he housed most of these books. But such a waste. By now, you have surely discovered that Achenar has burnt and mutilated most of these books. Why? Our father was always watchful of our exploration. We grew up under his strict supervision. But when we came of age, he gave us unbridled access to the Myst books. He began to leave our adventures more and more unchecked. Unsupervised as we were, my brother began to become disturbed. He began to take more from the Myst ages than he had given. Soon he gained a twisted pleasure from the conquest and destruction of the other ages. It was horrific. This thirst for destruction. But alas, even I discovered his insanity too late. He had completely destroyed all of the Myst ages but 4. I wasted no time. In warning my father, I thought he would recognize Achenar's guilt. But in a fit of rage, he imprisoned both my brother and myself within the pages of these books, designed to hold us until he could judge which of us was guilty. To discover the truth, our father embarked on one final journey. However, he has never returned. I can only assume that he perished along the way, leaving me, an innocent victim, trapped forever. But now, you are here to release me. Listen carefully. You must find one more page and I will be forever free. There is a book on the shelves. This library, which is mostly burned but has a few pages still intact. It is the last book on the middle shelf. Find it. This book is filled with a variety of patterns. Find pattern 158 and recreate it on the door of the fireplace. This will bring you to the last red page. Bring that page to me, and I will finally be released, and able to reward you, of course. Ignore the blue page. That page finishes my brother's book. It chills me to even think what would happen if you were to release him. There is another warning. Where the red and blue pages reside, also resides a green book. If you touch the green book, you also will be imprisoned forever. Our father gave us this same warning long ago. I suggest you follow his advice. Go now. Soon we will meet face to face.
His acting is so weird. Why is this acting like that? Alright, now free to lie to me for 5 minutes also. Feels weird not to watch these, but they're so long.
Hello, I'm Achenar. I'm glad to see that you've returned to help me escape from my wrongful imprisonment. It was Cirrus who did this to me. Cirrus, my wicked brother. Do not listen to him. I warn you. He's a liar. Do not be persuaded by his evil lies. Do not release him. He killed my father. He will kill you. It began when my brother Cirrus began to lust for riches. He stole from the ages of Myst. He hoarded riches for himself. My father slipped away his watchfulness. My sick brother secretly pronounced himself king. King of the ages of Myst, he said. He began to look upon me in disgust. His lowly brother. He him! And then Sirius began to destroy the Ages of Mist. He burned their forest. He tore down their structures. He flooded their lands. He murdered their inhabitants. Completely destroyed all but 4 of the Ages. Of course, I had to warn Father. When I finally found him, there was Sirius also, talking cleverly. The lying tongue of a serpent. He had convinced Father that it was I who destroyed the Ages. He convinced Father that it was I who was greedy for wealth and plunder. And as Sirius dealt the final blow, he tricked Father into believing that I was the murderer. But Sirius did not deal as fast a blow as he planned. And his father died a slow death. He at last doubted my brother's clever lies, and so in dying, Father imprisoned us both. Unsure from which of us the blow had come. I swear to you what I say is true. Release me. You must release me. My brother is a deceitful liar and deserves punishment. I only wish vengeance for my dear father. His murder. Believe me. You must only recover 1 additional page to release me from this prison. It's the easiest to find. Go to the bookshelf. It's in this library. On the far right side of the middle shelf, there's a burned book, which is different from the other burned books. This book is filled with patterns. Find pattern 158. Mimic its design on the panel in the fireplace. Doing this will bring you the last blue page. Remember, don't take the red page. Only the blue page. Return quickly to me. And do not touch the green book. It's a clever trap to imprison those who have not been warned. Do not be tempted, for you will rot and die, imprisoned as I am. I tell you, if you follow my instructions, it will be well worth your while. I promise you that. Go. Go.
That's enough out of you. Do. We also have that other note to do still. Turn every one of these switches on and turn the one off. You can never turn this one on. No, it's on. That was the one that was missing. So I realized I'm like, didn't I do this earlier? What's up? That was startling. Comes at the top now, not the bottom. Seems like a VR choice. Very goofy though. Okay. It was 158, I think. Wait, did it automatically put me here, or did I turn to this page last time when I was clicking? I don't think I clicked 158 times. They must have brought me here to save me time. That's funny. I think they did that. Open up Paint. Paint's what I use for simple images, where I don't have to do any editing. I usually keep it on my other screen, so I can actually still see it when the game's open. Broop. All right. How many people have memorized this code, I wonder? But is it wrong? Oh, button. Hi! I can carry so many books all the time. Exciting. Anyway, Can I not leave? To go get the bad endings? Gotta break it. Here we go. Just gonna make a manual save for mysterious reasons. There we go. Do-do-do-do. My old friend Cirrus, I trust you so thoroughly. He who would never betray me. That's a good sound, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm free. Oh, thank you, my friend. My dear friend. You've done the right thing. You stupid fool. It looks like perhaps you're in the book now. And what have we here?
God, it's not good. Oh, it's not a good model.
Oh no. I hope you enjoy your new home as much as I enjoyed it. I can't see you. You're getting less clear. I hope you're into books.
There's no, like, page ripping noise.
The library looks much the same as I left it. Wagner! Oh. Goodbye.
Rest and pepperonis. That warp sound shouldn't be playing. I'm trapped. That's that model is rough. It's a real rough 3D model. Just does not work. I guess they didn't implement the FMVs for the bad endings or something. And it also did answer my other question, which is that they also only implemented the subtitles for the 3D models. So if you play in the FMV mode, the subtitles just aren't on, which is also like, oh, what? Why wouldn't you add subtitles to the FMVs? Ooh, that's a rough character model. You can see why they would patch in using FMVs. It's very strange that it's not there, though. That's very strange that's not implemented in that part. Thankfully, Akinar is just so much more trustworthy, so we'll be fine now.
Oh, yes.
They're so uncanny.
I feel alive. How do you feel, my friend? Oh, and what have we here? Perhaps the pages you worked so hard for. Oops. Perhaps you're seeing the world from my point of view. Oh, yes. Yes? Maybe someone will rescue you someday. Yes. Yes. You lose.
What? Why did Akinar get hot? What the fuck? Okay. That's not... I didn't know what to expect, but he doesn't even kind of look like the character. It's just a whole new character introduced. Who the fuck? He didn't look like anyone. Who was that? Oh, those models are rough. It's a big, like, everybody hated that moment for the audience, I think, where I imagine they probably patched in the FMVs later in response to how those were received. Huh. Akinar looks like a fucking Stormwind guard now. Oops. Oh, thank God it's an FMV. For now.
Who the devil are you? Don't come here to die, not yet.
So small.
Oh, I have many questions for you, my friend, as you no doubt have for me. Where should I begin? Perhaps my story is in order. My name is Atrus. I feel you've met my sons, Cirrus and Akinar, in the red and blue books on Myst Island in my library. My library. It contains my works, my writings. Oh, I wrote many books that linked me to fantastic places. It's an art I learned from my father many years ago. Oh, but the red and blue books, those were different. I wrote those books to entrap over greedy explorers who might stumble upon my island of mist. But I had no idea my own sons would be entrapped. My sons, Cirrus and Akinar, we had many journeys together. I gave them free rein to the books. Perhaps it was not wise. I could see the greed growing in them. I had not told them about the red and blue books. Their imaginations went wild. They dreamed of riches and power. Of course, they did not know the books were traps. They begged me for access to those books, and I, of course, denied them. Oh, they devised a plan. An evil plan. I had no idea to what extent their greed had progressed. Their own mother. Oh, my own dear Catherine. They used her to lure me here to Dunny. Of course, I could return to Myst, except they removed a single page from my Myst linking book. I cannot return without that page. You, my friend, can bring that page to me. Oh, I pray you believe my story above the lies that my sons have told you. If you could find it in yourself to return that page to me here in Dunny, I could go to Myst and bring justice to my sons for what they've done. I must return to my writing. I pray that you believe me. Please hurry. Bring the page. Bring the page with you.
Kind of upset by how hot Atrus is. It's gonna be a problem. Are you a model? He's a model! No! You ruined it! I've been trapped. I've been tricked into coming to this place. The face is gone. There's no face on the ground. No, he's so much worse now. Look at him. I'm scared.
Ah, my friend, you've returned. And the page. Did you bring the page?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You've done the right thing. I have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
That actor still works at Cyan. I saw him on the live stream for them making this game. Does he like look around and like, this is what you think I look like? It doesn't look like they even tried to make it look like him though. Just some guy. I wonder if anyone likes them. It's just like such a rough thing to land on.
It is done. I have many questions for you, my friend, but my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife, Catherine, is now being held hostage. Oh, and a reward. I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Myst and the books that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure. I hope you find your exploration satisfying. You'll no longer have my sons to deal with. Oh, and one more thing. I'm fighting a foe much greater than my sons could ever imagine. At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance. Until that point, I'm afraid you'll enjoy the explorations from my library on Myst. Thank you. The book. You can use the Myst linking book to return to Myst.
Oh, you don't even open it. Oh, weird. It's a little funny that so the achievement just spells out that he was in Dunny. Oh, there it goes. So he's significantly less trapped than it's implied, because he's done the walk from like New Mexico to Dunny before, so like he's not that trapped. He's just on Earth. That's where Atrus is. He's on the planet Earth in not modern society, but not that long ago, all things considered. Like, he's not stuck in a cave. I think the other guys are just actually trapped in those ages and there's nothing else there, practically. So he just fucking obliterates his sons. There's just... One, it's like wild, like the the ash and the coal and all that. Like, it implies he burned them in his library off of the shelves, which is funny, because what a destructive thing to do in the middle of your library you presumably care about. But also, like, he just casually walks off and obliterates the portals to his sons, and then just goes right back to work like he doesn't care. Like, he's so not that... He's not especially melancholy or distressed. He's just like, yeah, whatever. He just moves on with his life. And it's like, yes, I have much more important work to do, so I'll see you later or whatever. We just beat the whole game, and our reward is a guy being like, anyway, I guess that's over with. Go ahead and wander around or whatever. I don't really care. It's like, damn. Like, Father of the Year. Like, this is such a brutal end for those characters. And it's not over because the canon changed how that worked overall, but like, what a way to react. Like, this is such a my children can never be saved move to do. Like, it's not like, okay, I've put the books away, they can't get up to any nonsense. And also, you would think that he would get out of the green book and, like, you know, write. He'd be like working on his book here because he's trying to save Riven is the whole point. So he is busy trying to fix the Riven problem, because what's happened is that Gen has been there since his childhood. Because the backstory is that once upon a time, Atrus was being raised by his grandmother in New Mexico, and Gen showed up and took him away, and he's toxic as fuck, and was going to raise him what he thinks is the Denny way, and the bunch of other, the whole book happens, but by the end they end up in Riven with Catherine, and Gen is gonna take Catherine as a child bride, which is upsetting, and Atrus successfully rescues Catherine from that world and traps Gen in there, but Riven is unstable and is slowly falling apart, so it needs to be saved, and Gen is trapped in this dying world, and also the people of Riven are trapped in the dying world, so they need to be saved, so that, because they're Catherine's people and all that. So apparently that took for fucking forever to make any progress on, because they then have children and grow up, and the children grow up, and Myst happens, this game, and then after that, finally, the next game is them going back to try to save Riven. Catherine was here, but ends up in Riven, and you face off against Gen, and all that story happens. It's very strange. It's a wild continuity, because like Riven is dying, but they like take like 20 years off to have children in the middle. But yeah, like he's just over his children so quickly. But yeah, at this point in the story, Catherine's already trapped in Riven. So that's his incentive to really focus on that, is he needs to save Catherine, and incidentally has to deal with Gen as a result. Which also maybe implies that he hasn't been trying that hard to save Riven in the meantime, and maybe only started really trying when Catherine got stuck in it, and now he has to save her, and so he has to deal with that. But anyway, Riven happens as a result. But yeah, the ending of this game implies that he has permanently cut off his children and disowned them forever. And I don't know about you, but in most of the fiction that I consume, a parent who disowns their children is the bad guy in that story. So just banishing both of his kids and being done with it and not having any goals towards rehabilitation or anything is just wild. It's one of the most interesting things that I think of, like, I think there's people who don't like the Myst sequels that were made by other studios, but the fact that Myst 3 further unpacks the colonialist elements going on here, and Myst 4 readdresses how fucked up what happened to the kids is at least interesting as far as what to go back on. As far as sequels go, like, if you're told that the lead people on a franchise disappear or are removed, and that some other company takes over and is going to make sequels, you expect them to be so much more like cynical and unfaithful and uninteresting. So the fact that that's what those two sequels do is actually pretty interesting. Like, they're like, okay, it kind of feels like these people like at least understood the assignment, which when somebody else takes over a franchise, it's often like deeply like, what the fuck is happening? But I don't know how common that opinion is, and I also haven't replayed the series over and over again or anything. I've just played each game once until now, then I've now played Myst twice, I guess. So I'm not like a diehard that's like memorized everything and has like super intense opinions about everything. But I've been thinking about this stuff a bit. I have an interest in narratives that often, like in the previous example of Jedi and Star Wars, like have these paternal figures that are framed as good, but actually kind of have like abusive tendencies in their behavior and their parenting, and how that reflects throughout the generations and the people that they're in charge of. And so looking at Myst is very interesting in that lens where you're like, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. How exactly were these kids raised? What kind of power were they given at what age? Did you leave these kids to hang out on Channelwood and be worshipped by the monkey people and give them like an insane ego and warped perspective on life? How do you even raise kids in a context of people that can just write in god books and create life and worlds on a whim? Like, it's not easy, but you can do it. Like, at what age do you get a driver's license for being a god? Like, what is the appropriate age for that kind of behavior, I wonder? And like, how many things that happened around Sirius and Achenar made them the way that they are, that isn't just, oh damn it, I guess I got unlucky and birthed two different evil kids that are differently evil, but they're both evil, and then I guess the solution's to just banish them, and that's the end of the story. Like, that's not a good parent. That's a bad parent. Anyway, looking forward to playing Myst 2 Riven, the sequel to Myst, when they do the remake of that, and we'll see how that turns out. And also, yeah, it's worth checking out the rest of the series if you haven't. I have the playlist of every Myst game, including Uru, the MMO, in the description there. I played the single player version of the MMO, but I did stick through playing a whole lot of fucking Uru. And yeah. Talking about nature and versus nurture. Myst 4 even muddies the waters about rehabilitation because you see that the planets that Achenar and Sirius are on do not be equal. One of them seems like it'd be much better at rehabilitating someone than the other one, if you're gonna neglect people on different planets. Whoops. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time. This has been the Myst Remake. It's still quite short. And a lot of it was me being a bit lost at the beginning because I forgot how to get the planets, the ages to work, is what they're called.
You...